ladies and gentlemen, we're here. We're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back for another incredible episode of the Good Service Podcast. I'm your host. For you first-time watchers and listeners that are joining our family, joining our audience, we welcome you with open arms. But as I shared, I'm your host, Joseph Dunham, Joe D for some. We are so excited to have you here. However which way you found us, we're glad that you're here. We don't care. What matters is you're here. So dive into this awesome episode. I want to start just with who we are at the Good Service Podcast. So we are your source for good news, wholesome stories, inspiring stories around the good services that nonprofits and other service-based organizations are doing within their communities to make it a better place. So think fundraisers, charities, foundations. There are some for-profits in the world that have missions to impact their communities positively. So shout out to them as well. But that's who we are. We're here to share these stories with you all day in, day out, however these episodes find you by way of streaming services or YouTube to watch. We're here for you. We're inundated, unfortunately, with negativity, and we want to be that light in the world to share and uplift our friends that are doing amazing things to make this world a much better place and restore humanity at the end of it. Because, again, good people are out here doing good things. And that's why we're the Good Service Podcast. For our community that continues to grow with us, we thank you for coming back, for the likes, the shares, the reposts, the subscriptions, the subscribings, referrings, all of the ings, all of the things. We thank you. We love you. You are what drives us each and every day. So with that being said, without further ado, I want to get into who we have on the other side of the airways, the other side of the screen, our guests. So today's guests, we are joined by Collin White, the founder of Fill the Bag, a nonprofit organization in Columbus, Ohio, based out of Franklin County, if you know where that's at, that provides golf equipment to underserved youth. Collin and his team are breaking down barriers to the game, ensuring that young people who might not otherwise have the chance to enjoy the lifelong benefits of golf are not only introduced, they learn the game of golf, they learn the lessons of the game of golf, and what comes with it in the social aspect and professional aspect of the game of golf. Through his mission, Collin is helping kids gain access to opportunities, building relationships, and fostering personal growth, all through the power of sport, being golf. So without further ado, my brother, Collin White, welcome to the Good Service Podcast.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm happy to be here. It's a blessing to be here, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, for you all that are new to the show, I love sharing how we even met the guests and how we got to this point here. So, shout out to our brother Bruce Hill. Bruce,
yes.
Whenever you watch this, whenever you listen to it, this is because of you. You made this possible. Bruce, yes, all gas, no brakes. Yep. He's an author of many, a business mind like none other. Love that man to death. But Bruce, I met Bruce, 2025? So I met Bruce back in, it was the fall of 2021. And so, about 4 years ago this time. And we met at a networking opportunity, little event here in Atlanta for tech sales. And we hit it off and we stayed locked in. Fast forward, Bruce is from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. And it's funny because we both get back home pretty regularly, but we've never hung out in Ohio. So he hit me up this past, late July, early August. I was like, hey, you going to be back in Ohio by chance? I'm like, actually, I am. I'll be in Columbus. My clothing and lifestyle brand, Cozy. Shout out Cozy. Shout out Momo Cozy. Shout out Jordan Cozy, my two business partners. But we had our flagship event back home because we're all from Ohio. So we did that back in early August. And I was like, I'll be home. This is the event. If you're around, pull up. If not, I understand. Cincinnati's about a little over an hour and a half, almost two, from Columbus. And so he's like, I'm there. And do you mind if I bring my brother with me? I'm like, of course. Got to meet the family. And so that was when I met Collin. Collin pulled up to the Cozy event. We got to, see the Cozy lifestyle and be a part of the Cozy homecoming that we had. And it was just a really dope time, a beautiful time. And Had a great conversation then, and then that just continued to snowball to where we're at today. So my brother Bruce, shout out Bruce, love you Bruce, thank you Bruce. Because
Wonderful event. And shout out to Bruce. You know, he's from the 937. He's from Dayton.
I see, I'm like, it's
See?
either Dayton or Cincinnati.
Yeah, so he
He,
went to University of Cincinnati, but he's from Dayton.
there it
Yeah.
is. There it is. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But we got a couple Bearcat. I mean, you're a Bearcat yourself.
Yes, sir.
You're a
Yes,
Bearcat
sir.
yourself. So
Yeah.
we know all about Clifton. We'll get into that later in the show. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But no, man, seriously, so excited to have you here.
Yes.
To have a powerful conversation, to talk more about your powerful organization. So high level, Fill the Bag is a nonprofit organization that utilizes the game of golf as a vehicle to empower, inspire, to teach, to mentor the youth across Columbus, Ohio. So, wanted to just again give you your flowers in that, and Colin, just love to know the origin story of why Fill the Bag and how you came up with the organization and got to where you're at today. So, we'd love
Yeah.
to have you share that with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Yeah, shout out to Bruce. Shout out to those Bearcats. You know, I bleed that red and black. So, yeah, shout out to them. But golf, for me, my golf origin story actually started when I was 17 years old in high school. That was when I first started playing. I played one time, Hidden Valley Golf Course in Delaware, Ohio, and got hit with a golf ball, got hit in the shin, and that kind of turned me off from the game. I didn't pick up another club until I was 32. And when I got into this game, I didn't realize how much it was going to change my life. Like I started playing golf right after my daughter was born. So my daughter's 7. So I've been playing for 7 seasons, 7 years. And out there, first of all, you have to recognize there's a lot of invisible barriers to the game of golf. The first thing I realized is that hey, I'm paying to play, not getting paid to play. So automatically in my psyche, I was like, I belong out here. I'm supposed to be here. And there's a lot of people that don't get that. They feel like they don't have the polo, they don't have the look, they don't have the game. Hey man, we all suck. Come out here and have a good time. It's about the networking, it's about the good vibes, it's about having a good time. That's really what it's about.
It's about the
And
dog at the
then
turn.
yeah, yeah. Get your glizzy. Get your. I prefer a brat. That's my go-to. Get your adult beverage of choice. Get some tunes going. Have a good time. That's really what it's about. But I started Fill the Bag because I was like, man, our kids are not getting this experience. You know, they're missing out on this. There's business deals done, on the golf course. Yes, there's networking, but there's mental health aspects to it. It's a sense of therapy going out there, being on the course, just being one with nature, just being out there. You see um, deer go by, you might see some turkeys, you might see, wildlife out there when you're on the golf course because it's just that magical kind of place of solace and your fortress of solitude, as you might say. So I was like, man, what can I do now today to help the youth? Like, what can I do? I'm a big start with what you got,
Mhm.
start now and then build towards it. That's, start local, think globally, right? That's really
Yeah.
the mindset.
Ooh, start local, think global. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not mine. I got that from somewhere, but that's the principle, right? And so what I started to do, and this is probably before. No, this is right. So I came up with the idea, Fill the Bag. Shout out to my wife. She helped me come up with the idea, came up with the logo. And I just got on Facebook Marketplace. And I was just going down the list. People were selling clubs for $5, $10, $15. And I was like, hey, hitting them in the DMs, like, would you be willing to donate? And I'm a business owner. I have a company called Blue Gopher, tech founder, professional construction material delivery service like a Uber Eats or Grubhub, but for exclusively for construction material tools and equipment here out of Columbus, Ohio too. So shout out to Blue Gopher. Download the Blue Gopher app as well.
Oh,
Um,
Blue Gopher.
and as a businessman,
Woo!
I've never heard so many yeses. Like it was a resounding like 9 for 10. 9 for 10, like out of messages, they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So even the one no eventually came back around and said yes. So it's really it was a perfect shot. And I went from having maybe one bag to 3 bags. I had like 20 bags in my garage at one point. And these are bags, clubs, balls, tees, divot tools, we have range find. We have all types of stuff that you would put in a bag, gloves, all that stuff. And I was like, wow, this can really turn into something. So late December 2023 is when we kind of got our start. So since then, we've been able to give out over 40 bags and about 1,500 pieces of golf items. So from balls to tees to,
Yeah,
you name it, like different clubs, like head covers, everything, all the aspects of golf. We've been able to give that out. And yeah, it just really started with, why not me? What can I do to make a difference, right? Like I'm not waiting for somebody else to make a difference. What can I do to make a difference in my community? And that's really where it started. And start with what you have, and you'll end up going far. And that's the road we've been on since December 2023 to now.
man, that's so dope. That's so good. That's so good. You said a lot there, right? So start locally, think globally.
Yeah.
Love that.
Hmm.
But also just the idea of getting started. Like you said, like the rest will come.
Hmm.
You were given that vision, given that download. It's like the rest will come. Just
Yeah.
start. And what does it look like to start? You had that in you to say, hey, let's move forward
Hmm.
and let's just take a swing at it. Literally,
Yeah.
you were on Facebook Marketplace, and closed mouths don't get fed. And you just asked a very simple question for some folks that were already, probably getting rid of them because they've upgraded their situation from clubs to bag, maybe all of it. Who
Hmm.
knows? But you and I had this conversation a little bit when we had talked some time ago. But people want to help people.
Right.
People have this internal yearning to do good, if you will,
Hmm. Hmm.
but they may not even know what that looks like.
Right.
So you, in hindsight, are providing them an opportunity to be of service to somebody else, of good service to somebody else. A young
Correct.
man or a young woman that doesn't know the game of golf may exist, or if they know it exists, they may not believe that they have access to it. But through Fill the Bag and through your heart to serve, they now do. Right? They're
Mm.
given the proper equipment, which is a big part of it, on top of just the continuing pay to play certain areas and courses and things, of course, or if you need to take lessons to get your chip down or whatever it is. Yeah, you got those things you'll have to pay for, but at least knowing that there are people out there that care, like yourself, that have the access to the equipment, because that barrier of entry is really what I believe keeps you know communities like ours and other underserved and underrepresented communities out of games like tennis, golf, you know,
Mhm.
badminton, you know what I'm saying? Racquetball, all of these
Yeah.
things that you have to be a part of a club or what have
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's not the case, because you are taking on that burden, taking on that front level. Hey, we're the access point.
Yeah.
So I just love that. That's so amazing, and I'm glad that you 7 years ago decided to get back into the game,
Yeah.
and start playing again. What was that? Why did you decide 7 years ago, after at 17,
Yes.
like I'm cool on this, and then out of nowhere you're like, all right, I'm gonna pick the club up again. What
Honestly, it was Nashville, Tennessee. We were living in Nashville at the time, and it was old gentleman. There's always an older gentleman at the barber shop that nobody goes to, but has all the wisdom, that has all the stories. So he was an Ohio guy, so we kind of connected, and he played pro football back in like the Jim Brown days, the leather helmet days. He was an old school cat.
for
Good
real?
guy. His name is Don, and he was always talking about golf. And he's like, Colin, you need to get into golf, man. I got this golf set for you. I'll sell it for the low to you. I'm like, all right, Don. One of those things that you see him every 2 weeks or weekly, and you're like, okay, kind of brushing him off. Finally, I bit. I bought the golf bag from. I still have that bag, as a matter of fact, tailor-made bag, in the original set. I still have that. I'll never get rid of that. That's just enshrined. That was like my indoctrination to the game.
For sure.
Went out. Yeah, he took me out to the golf course, and I was trash, absolute trash. But important thing was I went from one day to day one. And that's what I always tell people to try. Just go from one day to day one, and the rest will take care of itself. And then it's all about repetition and consistency after that. But after that first day, I got a lot of snowmen, and that's a lot of eights, right? Some people their max is 10. I said, hey, snowman, pick up the ball. Let's keep it pushing. No one needs to score 175, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
let's just keep it moving. And but I hit a couple good shots, when I was out there, so it was enough to get me to come back. And from then, it was just like, okay, this is something I can do, as a dad. You always got to find that hobby. They say dads have an archetype, right? It's either golf or it's cooking out or it's football or there's always something, a category that a dad kind of fits in, fitness, whatnot. So like golf was kind of my thing, and then of course my friends, they kind of got into it, and now we have this community with it.
Mhm.
And to be honest, from Nashville to Columbus, shout out to Columbus, because Columbus Metro Parks and the city of Columbus do a really good job of having facilities for people that are new to the game of golf. So it's kind of like Fill the Bag is kind of in a perfect scenario, perfect storm, perfect equation, because we're able to provide kids with the tools that they need. And then there's this place called the First Tee. If you're not familiar with the First Tee, it's a national organization, nonprofit. And there's a First Tee Ohio right here, the Black Lick Woods Metro Park. It's a Black Lick Woods golf course.
Yep.
That's where their home office is. And they give lessons, tutorials, teach kids the game. And one thing you said about the cost, they'll be whatever the cost, whatever you can pay, that's what it will be. Say it's $185 for a 10-week course, for the youth. If you can only pay $5, they'll say, hey, we'll take $5. I'm not going to check your background, check your income, nothing. Whatever you can pay, that's what they'll take. And so it's partnering with other organizations like that, and then mixed with having the facility that kids can come and play golf for free, that makes it a perfect storm. So it's, Fill the Bag right now is one component of a larger machine, but I'm happy to be here in Columbus to be a part of that and to help shine a light to it. I had a mom recently say, you're the golf what did she say? Um Not golf guru, but basically she was
Like
saying
golf
you know
godfather.
everything. Yeah, something like it wasn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but
Well, but for the
yeah,
people,
like
yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, good, because I want to be that for folks. I want to be that person where you can come to me, and I don't just give you the bag. I also give you the tools to go with that. So you can learn the game and grow your game and have a place to go and chip and putt and practice and play 9 holes. That's Man, you can't ask for more. I even take advantage of the free 9 holes, right? I'm 39 years old and I'm still going because golf is expensive. Like it's like you say, it's even for me. I'm a grown man. It's still expensive. So I can only imagine for a teenager or a young adult how expensive it is. So yes, sir.
Man, that's amazing. Oh, that's so amazing. That just it continues to build a fire within me, but
Yeah.
also just goes to show, like you said, that there is a whole ecosystem. Because I
Right.
didn't know this. And
Yeah.
First Tee, to learn about First Tee and what they do,
Hmm.
that's amazing, right? And
Hmm.
it's a partnerships like such that are so necessary for the
Hmm.
continued growth and the continued success,
Right.
not by the organization, but for their constituents, for their members.
Hmm.
Because then what happens is they go back to their neighborhoods, they go back to their schools and say, I'm golfing, I'm learning how to golf, and this is my experience, and I'm working with Mr. Collin, I'm working with Mr. or Mrs. Who so and so at First Tee. We played for
Hmm.
free, right? And just having those outlets as a child are
Hmm.
so important, and especially in our neighborhoods. We know it's, hey, if you're not a football player, then you're a basketball player. If you're not one of those two things, you're probably going to be a musician of some sort.
Hmm.
Or if not, you know, there's a slim chance that you play baseball. But baseball too has a barrier of entry. That was a big
Right.
reason why I didn't play. My younger brother and I talk
Hmm.
all the time. He's like, my nephew is our family's first baseball player because we're a football family. And
Uh-huh.
he's like, man, he's a stud, and he is. They call him Clutch, and I'm like, that's so dope. But like, and my brother's like, I wish you played baseball. He's like, I could just see you out here. If Miles is this good, I can only imagine. But again, that barrier of entry, and
Mhm.
then not just that, being able to get to practices, get to all the tournaments and all the way, because it's not just right at the local park. Like,
Right.
football was, or the local rec center, like the basketball team before you get into middle and high school,
Yeah.
and before the AAU craze kicked off. So um, it's just awesome to hear and learn more about organizations like First Tee as well
Yeah.
that are supporting your dream and the
Yeah.
mission that you're on, because that's more wind underneath, beneath your sail to keep you
Yes.
going and propelled in the right direction, man. So so glad that, shout out to our old heads, shout out to
Yeah.
Mr. Don, wherever Don is at today. Like,
Man.
that's
Yeah.
so true. Like, if you ever walk in a coffee, not coffee shop, but a barber shop, y'all, like, there's always that one old head, whether they're the barber or
Yeah.
they're there. Like, that's the
Hmm.
staple in the neighborhood. Like, you're going to see him either in that chair or down the street on the bench or at the
Hmm.
park on the bench. You're just going to see him in his spots. He's going to be
Hmm.
consistent. He's always going to give you unsolicited game. Always.
That's right. Always. Always. Because they're the old heads, right? You gotta listen.
Man,
You gotta listen.
they done
You
seen it all. They done lived it all. They done been like, listen
know?
here, young buck. You know what I'm saying? Listen here. Come over here,
And
nephew. Come over here, nephew. And it's just like, all right.
you're right. It took a little bit for it to click, but man, best decision of my life. I think about it, I reflect on it all the time, and golf has saved my life. Like I've been able to do so much through the game of golf that I can't even quantify it. I found the Lord, I found God through golf. Like found my pastor, church, all that through the game of golf. And it's like, man, if I was able to find so much in such a little time with this game, it's a game, Joseph, a game. What is going to happen 5 years from now? So that's why I'm like, we gotta get our kids involved and just into it. And shout out to the big brands, Eastside Golf and Blackballed, Amrod, and shout out to them for making golf cool. Like golf is on the upswing, so that always helps too. So yeah, shout out to them for helping make this game even better, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. We'll get into East Side Golf. I haven't heard
Yeah,
of Black Ball, but we'll get into Black Ball. We'll get into some of that in a
yeah,
little bit. I'm
yeah,
excited for that part of the conversation. Would love for you to share just a little bit more
yeah.
in terms of not necessarily curriculum, but
Hmm.
again, how you are getting in front of these children. Are you partnering with middle schools? Are you partnering with high
Yeah.
schools or elementaries? And then from there, how are you ensuring that, you know, you not only meet them at where they're at, but then you help them get to the next spot
Yeah.
and some of that. Because I imagine that, that's probably its own operation within itself.
Yeah, that's great question. We're still in our not infancy stages, but we're still young. So we're still trying to figure that out. So right now it's a lot of just word of mouth. It's a lot of me just being out on the course. I might see somebody, a dad, he might have two kids with him or something. They're out at the course. Obviously there's an interest. So, hey, you need a couple bags for the kids? And they kind of look at me kind of funny, like, because I don't know, sometimes people are skeptical, people that want
Yeah,
to just give, so they kind of like, who is this guy? What's his angle? What's he trying to do? And I'm like, no, man, I have a nonprofit. I get into the whole spiel and end up connecting and gifting them bags. That's typically how it happens, or it's word of mouth. Like maybe I've given a set to a family, and a friend of theirs will reach out and say, hey, I hear you give out bags and golf clubs and accessories and such. And I'm like, yeah, let's meet up, let's do it. Like I'm like eventually we'll get big enough where we'll just partner. But I'll give you a good one. My Sigma Beta Club. So I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to the Bruz Lambda Theta chapter, and we have a youth auxiliary group called Sigma Beta. So I was able to give our chapter here in Columbus, the boss chapter, Beta Omicron Sigma, 8 bags. You know what I mean? So, and that is the youth, the high school, youth program. So I do see more of that in the future. If I could tap into all the Greek youth auxiliary groups, I'd be I'd be running ragged, like trying to keep up with the demand. So right now it's a lot of word of mouth. Those 40 bags that I mentioned is just really word of mouth, just being out in the course, just seeing, talking. There was a kid that we golfed with last Sunday at Groveport, where we're going to have the golf outing, the Groveport Municipal Course, and it was him and his brother. They looked mixed. They were sharing a bag, and I was like, "Hey, do you need a set of clubs?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to have a set of clubs." So I'm gonna meet up with him and get him a set. He's 13 years old. So stuff like that is how we get the bags out, get the word out. But I would love to partner with bigger organizations, bigger schools like that going forward. I've made some those donations, smaller scale, to some schools. I actually had a meeting with the I Promise School in Akron, with the
Yeah,
AD. Yeah, so Bron's in the golf now, so it's like, well, it makes sense. It's
major.
all Ohio, right? So we had a conversation yesterday, so hopefully that will be a stepping stone to be able to donate to the I Promise School in Akron. So it's evolving. We're growing every day. So that's my take on it.
Man, that's so major. Oh, congrats on that meeting. It's a matter
Yeah.
of when, not if. I know you said if a
Yes.
few different times.
Yes.
So I'm gonna shake
Yeah.
you up on that if. It's not if, it's when. When the
You're right.
partnerships with the schools happen, when the partnerships with I Promise happen, when the
Yeah.
partnerships with these organizations around Columbus start to happen. Because
Facts.
Columbus is, I tell people all the time, like, Ohio's not the sexiest place, but if you're going to be in Ohio, Columbus is for
Mhm.
sure one of the places you want to be. And, all up and down High Street from the Brewery District up until Clintonville, and Franklinton areas, as you're still on High Streets, plenty of businesses. Of course, campus is there, Horseshoe's right there. So that's its own city in itself, within the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
So there's just plenty of opportunities. And I can just see, because there's so much going on. You have the Memorial Golf
Yep.
Alley
Mhm.
there. My old company, I used to work at Tech Systems, so we used to go every year, take
Yes.
our clients, take our potential clients. I I'm not a golfer. I've golfed a few different times in my life,
Yep.
but being out there on the course, seeing Tiger Woods back in 2017 walking up
Yeah.
the back nine with Peyton Manning as they're about to play,
Yeah.
just like like it's a pro-am round, right? But it's just
Yeah.
the waves of people and the different types of people that golf does bring out from a
Hmm.
curiosity standpoint, and just people that have been ingrained in the game probably since they were knee high, is really cool. Is really
Yeah.
cool. So no, I'm excited for you to continue to grow, and to impact the community in such a way. Thank you for just sharing with us and shedding light on what the operations look like. For those of
Mhm.
you that are listening, that are in
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio, or that have connections to businesses in some of these schools in Columbus, Ohio, that are in need of the good service that Fill the Bag is providing our youth, reach out to Collin White. This
Please.
episode is for you to
Yeah.
share and to send and to be like, I know a guy that does this because Joe D sent me. I'm like, yep, that's
Hmm.
it. And they're like, who Joe D? Don't even worry about it. Just know we're out here doing good things through the game of golf. Um, that topic of good things through the game of golf, you had mentioned earlier mental health. There's mental health aspects to it, but also it saved your life.
Yeah.
Tell us more. How did the game of golf save your life?
Well, I don't want to say golf gave me a purpose. God gave me this purpose to use golf as a vehicle.
Shout out.
But
Absolutely.
just like when I say golf brought me closer to God, it brought me to my pastor, who I didn't even know was going to be my pastor when I first met him in 2021, right? He was just a guy that I met through a mutual friend. at the Blacklick Woods golf course. That was just the spot. Golf is a small community, but
Hmm.
black golfers is even smaller. So, you see a black guy on the golf course, it's a, hey, what's up? So you see him and then you kind of grow with them. Then you start golfing with them and then the relationship grows. And this guy in particular, Ron Riley, senior pastor, Ron Riley Sr., was telling me about his church startup called the Language of Light. And I was like, wow, that's amazing, man. That's cool that you're doing that. That's good for you. Like I'm not thinking that I'm gonna be getting involved with it. I'm just thinking it from a distance. And as time went on, he was telling me about it. And at that time I was going to Zion AME Church in Delaware, Ohio. Shout out to Zion. Um, we needed a guest speaker for our youth day. And he immediately came to mind. I was like, "Oh man, that's Ron. Ron, he's a pastor, right? Never heard Ron speak. I never heard him preach. I didn't know anything. It was all vibes, man, going off all vibes. And he ended up coming, rocking it, knocked it out, like I knew he would, right? Putting it into play. He ended up parlaying and turning that into being a Sunday school, or sorry, a Wednesday night Bible study leader, teacher at Zion for about 10, 15 weeks. And then after that, we had some changes in the church and I ended up I'm rolling with you, Ron. Like, let's build up the Language of Light. Cause at that time he was doing it out of his home. So I was like, so I ended up helping him plant the church, the Language of Light, out here at Parsons. So in January of this year, I said, hey, let's make a goal to be out and have a place to worship outside the home. And we were able to do that first Sunday in March. So we've been at the Citadel. Shout out to Citadel 614 down there at 1761 Parsons Avenue. If you're looking for a church home, 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings there at Parsons, come vibe with us, come check us out. Also on YouTube at the Language of Light. But yeah, man, that's what I mean. The connection, like my walk with God and my faith has gotten so much stronger, since that moment. And I would have never hit it
Yeah.
if it wasn't for golf. If I wasn't out there golfing, I would have never found it.
Right.
I would have
Yeah.
been doing whatever it is that I'm doing. But now, the faith is stronger than ever. I've stepped out on that faith, 100% entrepreneur, doing this nonprofit and just, relying on the Lord, man. And it's been great. It's been a great, time transition in my life to do that. And my growth has just been chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So
For
love it,
sure.
man. Love
For
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Man, God is so good, and He's just
Yes.
going to always orchestrate and bring the right people at the right time. Divine timing. It's just how
It's
this
real.
works. And
It's real.
right place, right time, right people, right purpose. That equation is undefeated always. So,
Hmm.
thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful story of, again, how you got here and how you found your way. How
Hmm.
golf, again, being the vehicle to serve and for service,
Yeah.
has really been so strong for you and consistent. Um,
Hmm.
I want to highlight and come back to the mental health aspect. Mental health is very
Yeah.
important to me. I've unfortunately lost friends and family to suicide,
Hmm.
and mental health challenges. It's September, so
Yeah.
it's mental health month. And so that's major within itself too.
Hmm.
So would love to just understand if you're open to sharing. You said earlier, golf helped you when it comes to your mental health. So what does
Yeah.
that mean, and how did that come about? And how does that happen
Yeah.
for other golfers?
So I like to shout my wife, Sierra White. She's a therapist as well. So she has her own private practice, the Center of Feeling and Healing. And it's dope to have a wife that kind of understands that, you need your own time, you need your own space, right? And, I thank her. We got the two kids, Grayson's 7, Remington's 4 now. So we have young kids. So shout out to her for giving me that space and that opportunity to go out and golf. Now, I don't like to take advantage. Typically, when I golf, it's about 9 holes. So it's a couple hours. So I'm not gone all day. but a
Mhm.
couple hours is really all I need. And then with the church, we have a ministry called Faith in the Fairway. So Faith in the Fairway, we meet every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. And it's myself, Pastor Ron. It's usually two other people. Ramel and Jeremy are typically the most consistent that come out there. But just being able to go through life and go through this game with them, it's a game changer, man. Just to be able to talk through things with good friends on the golf course, or even if you're just by yourself, it's just a good opportunity to just be alone with your thoughts, to think through things as you're playing this game you love to hate. That's
Yeah.
really, it's really like, but you got to boil it down and say, you know what? It's a blessing that I'm here. It's a blessing that I'm out here in nature, especially those early mornings, 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. The sun is coming up. It's a new day.
So
You can
serene, so
so
quiet.
serene. Yes, take that deep breath, and I love these days, these mornings, the fall mornings. It's a
The
little
dew on the
crisp.
ground.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah.
That
Oh
crispiness.
man.
They don't know about
Oh
that.
man. Oh man. It's great when you're the first tee time or the first group out and you're putting and your ball just makes that line over the dew on the green. Oh man, it's everything. But that's really what has helped me in my mental health, having those friends that I can talk to on the golf course and just being out there in nature and just soaking everything in and just looking at God's work and just being like, wow, I am so small compared to everything that's around me. It just puts things in perspective. We all have problems. We're all going through different things, not negating anybody's problems, but just centering and realizing that your problems are just the thimbles full on God's plate. You know what I mean? Like everything else that's going on in the world and other people's lives, it's small potatoes. We'll get through this. And
Mhm.
that's what it helps. That's what it helps me do. It helps me reset and just be appreciative, give gratitude, and your next shot is your best shot. That's what I love about golf. It doesn't matter how good your tee shot was. If your second shot is trash, guess what? You're not going to par or birdie the hole. Um, if you have a trash tee shot, guess what? You can make it up on the next shot. You got a rescue club you can use to get you out of it. So it doesn't matter. It's always the next shot. And that's the same in life, man. We all go through life, we stumble, we fall, but we got to pick ourselves back up. Fall down 7, get up 8. And it's the same correlation.
I love that. I love that so much. And again, like, just the ability for everything to come to fruition in such a way and to naturally put you around your people,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Yes.
and to be able to confide in them, confess in them,
Hmm.
to solicit them for advice, perspective, all the things, ideate. A lot of business does happen on the golf course. A lot of important conversations, intimate conversations happen on the golf course. So uh, I'm understanding of that, but our average listener may not know that. It's
Hmm.
always so funny. Women are always like, "Yo, you guys got football and you guys got golf and this, but why do you even?" And it's so funny when I see like my friends who golf regularly, whether it's
Hmm.
long term girlfriends, fiancés, or wives, and they'll go for the first time, like, "Oh, it's kind of peaceful." Like, and it's like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
you're also not the one swinging the golf club, and like you're having that mental, you're going through it, post
Hmm.
game, whatever it is, but it's just that, it's just like that allness to it. Uh, every time I've golfed, it's been, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. You're like, that was a great shot. It's like, now I'm over in the rough, or it's just like, your friends are giving you advice. It's like we have completely different swings and things.
Yep.
It's like, let me just focus.
Yep.
I'm not lifting my head, right? It's
Yeah.
the minute things. Uh, I believe golf is a great, I believe sports in general are a great microcosm of life,
Yeah.
golf especially, because it's you versus you every day.
That's it.
And like you said, your next swing is your best swing. But if you don't have the confidence to step up to take the swing, you know, or believe that you can,
Mhm.
you know,
5 inches, that 5 inches between the ears, man. It's a mind game. It's a mind game. And there's so many different shots like you can take. It's Don't get me started, man. We can get deep into the weeds in it, but that's, we'll save that for another episode when it's, we're just talking about the golf. But we definitely gonna get out soon. We got to get out there and get on the course.
Listen, we'll make that happen. Next time I'm back home in Columbus, I'm gonna call him like, how can we get out? How
Yeah.
can we get out? Because again, it's a lot of my friends growing up, especially my high school best friends, and then guys in college, they grew up playing golf. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, man, Joe, why don't you on the what? You're good. Why don't you? And I'm like, man, my back after one round. That sounds crazy for almost 32-year-olds to be like my back, but it is,
Yeah. Using muscles you don't normally use, and it's a whole
like I would have
thing.
to, man. I
Yeah,
would
and
need a.
we walk on Saturday mornings, so we get that cardio too.
There's
So
that as
that's
well. I mean, I'm a walker. I don't mind walking, but
yeah.
football did a number on my body. Still the greatest game in the world, God's
Yeah.
game, as I like to say. I would do it all over again the same way, if not harder. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that swing motion is different, and I
It
mean,
is.
bro, I'm like, if we're at a bachelor party, I'm like, hopefully golf is the last thing on like the itinerary, so that we don't got to do nothing the rest of the day. Because I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a little hurt. I mean, some ibuprofen to get things moving a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's a great time. I've never not had a great time golfing. That's like
You got
the one thing. Even when it's rained on us halfway through, it's just like we're out here. Like, keep playing. Like, what? It's the experience. So yeah, golf is a very special game, but I do believe it's a microcosm of life.
Yes, sir.
With that being said,
Mm-hmm.
we're now moving to the second portion of the show.
Okay.
For those of you who are here for the first time, it's called In Good Light. It used to be called Mind, Body, and Soul. I almost forgot because it's been so long. But it used to be called Mind, Body, and Soul, but it's now rebranded as In Good Light, and we love the rebrand. It's on par for the Good Service podcast and what we do. But this round and portion of the conversation, y'all, is focused on just getting to know Collin more on a more personal, deeper level. I wanted it to be a rapid fire, one question or one word answer, one sentence answer type of round, but good questions call for good answers, and that was never the case. So we're here now in Good Light. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So I'm curious to know, shout out Black Golf, right? And you also said Eastside.
Yeah, blackballed and blackballed, Eastside Golf, Amronic, all the golf content creators, the Roger Steeles and the Snappy Gilmores and all those people on Instagram and TikTok just, helping to further that game to a broader audience that normally wouldn't see it or care to see it. So, shout out to them.
Shout out to them, because especially for us in our community, there's not a lot of Black representation in golf. Actually, if you mind me sharing some statistics before I ask you this question, the National Golf Foundation reported since 2021, there was, since 2011, there was around 2.6 million African American golfers.
Wow.
There is now, even 10 years later, 2021, 4.1 million African American golfers. As of 2024, a study showed there's 7 million between Black, Asian, Hispanic golfers of all ages. So a beautiful thing to see the game just grow within our community, but also other communities of color. So I didn't know that. And as I was just doing research, I'm like, let's tap in. Because everyone knows who Tiger Woods is, but Tiger Woods is the 1% of the 1% of the 1%.
Right.
And there's been a few other fellas that have now rose amongst the ranks and are on some of these tours and playing in these championship series that are making golf more exciting for us within the Black community. So wanted to share that. And then, of course, a lot of the folks that Collin just shared, they are golf apparel for us, right? Like, if you want to be dripped out on the golf course, check out Eastside Golf, because I've been seeing their stuff and I'm like, man, I was golfing. And even if I'm like, I may just even buy it just to wear it because how nice it looks. and
Yeah.
imagine the confidence that comes with it. So, all of that to say, Colin, what is your go-to when like your go-to golf fit? If you're just
Mm.
playing and just practicing, and then if you
Yep.
are, playing and you want to be a little bit more competitive with the guys at the church or what have you, and you're just like, I'm gonna put it on today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it all depends. It all depends on the weather because golf is played outside, so you're in the elements. I don't have much drip per se, but typically my go-to is a polo or a pullover, Nike pullover, some sort of either short or pants. I've got a pair of Nike golf shoes. I got a pair of Jordan golf shoes. If it's wet, and then if it's dry out. I really like the Air Max. So they got like a golf Air Max shoe that I have. That's typically my go-to for the comfort. Up top, I'm usually wearing, Amronic Golf. Shout out to them. This is Pastor Ron Riley's and his wife's brand, Amronic Studios, Amronic Golf. So I typically have a hat like this on, Eastside Golf hat, or TaylorMade. That's typically, or a Titleist. I'll go with the Titleist hat as well too. But in golf, you want to layer. It's always good to layer because you don't know how hot it might get or how cool it might get. And when you play 18 holes, that's a 4.5 hour day. So 4.5 to 5.5 hours. That's a long time to be miserable. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
you
don't
want to
got time to
be
be miserable.
no, you want to be comfortable. So typically that's why I like the Jordan spikes or my Nike ones because they're waterproof. Because you don't want wet socks. That's the worst. To be that it's one thing for it to be wet, but to have wet socks on top of that it's bad. It's all bad. So that's typically what I go for. If I was going out today, it's a little overcast. It was raining this morning, so the course conditions are going to be a little bit soggy. It's going to be wet. So I would have my Nike cleats. It's a little cool, but I could wear shorts. I'd have a polo, have a long sleeve Nike pullover, and probably a hat like this, and we get to it.
Man, I love it. I love it. I mean, I'm all about being dripped up, dripped down, per
Yeah,
occasion. So even if
yeah,
you just, in the wise words of the great American poet, Deion Sanders, look good, feel good, play good. So,
that's it.
you
That's
know,
it.
that's how, just
You're right.
step out there. Like,
You're right.
I look at, it means I feel it. It means it's happening. So,
And and you know what? You know what, Joe D? The funny thing is that you don't even have to be good. You just gotta be better than your playing partners. That's really it. You just gotta be better than the three other people that you're playing with or
yeah.
whoever it is. Like that's really it.
Nah, that's too good. That's too good. Oh, talking that smack. Man, okay. So talking about game,
Yeah.
what is your strongest part of your golf game?
Oh, strongest part of my golf game is my pitch. So basically 100 yards in. So anything with my pitching wedge or my 8 iron, I'm most comfortable there with the irons and pitch. Now chipping, I'm hot and cold with the chipping. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I get in my head too much and I might duff a chip. But if I am 60 to 130 yards out from the pin, I eat that.
Money
That's
shot.
my
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
I love throwing those darts. You hit it and it lands right on the green and makes that thud sound. That doom. That's man. That's everything.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay,
everything.
okay.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
the part of your game you're working on right now?
Man, it's always the driver, man. It's always the driver. I've come a long way when it comes to my drive. I have a mean slice, so a left to right slice. And someone told me, play the game you brought, right? So I just know because I've swung so many times that 80% of the time my shot path, my ball path is gonna go left to right. So what do? You aim to the left, and you just know you just expect it to come back and hit the fairway. So I've adapted, my shot to that. Now, Joseph, you might be wondering, okay, what about that other 20%? It goes straight. And you hit it straight left, right? I'll live with the odds. I'll
Yeah,
live with the odds because
that's a mean
80% of
slice,
the time,
bro. That's a mean
the
to
mean
bring
slide. But
degrees.
but we've come along. we've come a long way, man. I'm feeling a lot more confident in my drive. It actually now, instead of a slice, it looks more like a little baby fade. Like it still
Mhm.
does that left to right, but it's not as dramatic. It's more of a, it's coming there, man. We
Mhm.
getting there. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I want this shot to do this, and this, I want to land in this area, and we're close. We're getting there. So I'm not
The progression.
honed in yet, but it's giving me some good signs that just keep working, bro. Just keep working. It's coming. That's why I keep telling myself it's
Almost
coming.
8 years of playing gets. I mean, again, you're not an expert day one, so you got to
No,
keep showing up.
no, I'm not the expert day, whatever this is. So, but I keep showing up.
Yeah,
That's the goal. And that's the good thing about this game. Like, I'm 39. I'm gonna hopefully be playing this game into my 70s. You know what I mean? So, I mean, shoot, I might go out for the senior PGA. I don't know. That is a goal of mine, like, to play in pro am, to do some stuff when I get older. It's all about the time you can devote to it, right? It's all about that. And I just know I don't have that time right now, but as I progress and as I keep getting better, who knows, man? Sky's the limit.
for sure. Sky's not even the limit. There's a whole galaxy, bro.
So,
Sky is the floor. It's just like, oh, this is floor one. Okay, cool. We can keep going. We can keep going. So
sky
I'm
is the
excited
floor.
for
I
you to
love
keep
that.
going. I'm excited for
Yes.
you to keep going.
Yes.
Oh man, that's so good. Okay, so now that you've been playing for a while, do you also enjoy watching golf? Uh,
No. No. I absolutely don't. you, you want the quickest way for me to be taking a nap on a Sunday afternoon, put some golf on, and
yeah,
I'm out, man. I'd rather be playing than watching. Now I do like, some of the pros, and I watch some clips, but it's not like basketball or watching football. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I had my time with football. I had my time with basketball, and I actually gave up open gyms just because I didn't want to mess up my golf game. Because every time I go play basketball, my back or it's
that
my
happens.
ankle, yeah, your knee, and I'm like, this golf. I told my boy, he was like, yeah, we got an open gym, old man run. I'm like, bro, get at me maybe in October, November, maybe. Because I still golf year round because I got the simulator at the athletic club where I go. Shout out to Obes Athletic Club. It sounds really nice and plush, but it's not. It's we're regular
We'll
we're
make sure
regular
Obos
folks.
does not hear this part of the episode. We'll just give him the
Shout out to Obets, man. I love Obets. Love where I live, man. But when you say Obets Athletic Club, it sounds real
It
like, I
does.
don't know,
But people
like
know Columbus and they know where Obetz is at.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
They'll understand. But yeah, they have a two great simulators in there that come with the fee. I pay $10 a month for the membership. I get free access to the simulator. You can't beat that, man. Like I said, Columbus has a great golf culture, great golf city. It's one of the best. But yeah, man, I do not really like to watch. I don't know anybody that just sits down and watches 4 rounds, from Thursday to Sunday. Typically people tap in back nine
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Sunday, when it's getting down to the championship. But I like Rory, I like Chef, I like DeChambeau, I like those guys, but they have their own game, they have their own style, and I got my own game and I got my own style. So, it's a little different, man. That time I could be spending watching them, I could be here putting, but I guess I could do both. But I'm just not a big fan of watching golf like that.
Yeah.
So sorry to the golf crazies, the golf enthusiasts out there. Like, it's just like, let's go play golf.
Yeah, let's go do the damn thing. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's golf was again introduced to me in a lot of different ways. And I had a previous love interest years
Mhm.
ago that played collegiately. So
Okay, here we go. We get into it now.
we'd sit down, watch golf. I'd be asleep.
Hmm.
But
Yep.
you know, it when it's on, especially football seasons through, basketball seasons through, we have that lull in the summer of like, oh my gosh, it's just baseball and golf or tennis or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, where's the WNBA? I need them to come back. Like I
Yeah.
love the WNBA for that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Just seeing those women do what they do at such a grand stage. But
Yeah.
I'll if like you said, come home from church, golf is on, then I'm knocked out. So it's like the perfect background, like you know.
Yeah.
So forget
You
white
know.
noise, needing a white noise machine or a rain making machine. You got golf, and
Yeah.
like I don't know how the cameras and the microphones pick up even as the commentators talking. You still hear
Hmm.
nature. You hear the birds. You hear the water. Like that's like again, technology is crazy nowadays. So
Yeah.
I will enjoy listening to golf as I fall asleep.
There you go.
Watch it.
There you go.
Say like the enthusiasts, y'all got it. I don't got time for that. I'd rather read a
Yeah.
book or watch a movie. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, dope. What man, this is so much fun, man. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, me too.
So where does your heart to serve come from?
Yeah, that's a really good question, man. I have been serving for a long time, man. For a very long time. I think so shout out to Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Culture for Service, Service for Humanity. That was always instilled in college. But even before then, I want to say from my mother. You know, she has a giving heart. Shout out to moms. Nisi White, if you're watching this, she she's a self-proclaimed domestic engineer, right? She's a stay-at-home mom.
Domestic
And
engineer. Ooh.
yeah, that's what she called it, right? That's what she called it. So she was at home with me for pretty much my formative years, elementary school, you know, preschool, all that. And just kind of to watch her serve, to give, to be selfless
Mhm.
versus selfish, I think was instilled a lot of those attributes to go out and to give. Um, yeah, but you gotta love yourself first. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like you hate can't give love. Only love can
Come
give
on,
love.
man.
You know, that's really what it is. So shout out to my parents, you know, my family, you know, my friends. You know, I'm surrounded by love. You know, everywhere I go, it's easy for me to
To get.
give my heart because it's given back, it's reciprocated. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. It's different. It is different. Like you can tell who's hurt. You know, hurt
Mhm.
people hurt people. I know you've heard that before. So the opposite is for people that are loved and they give love. They love themselves, so they're able to give. And I think that's where it comes from. So I'd say my mom, um, you know, the fraternity and college, and just help kind of take it to the next level. And you know, you do good, you get good back. Like that's just I've seen it. Like I'm living it right now. And not saying that bad things don't happen to good people, because it does. Bad things happen to all of us, but things happen for you, not to you. So even when bad things happen, it's still steering you in a direction that you need to go.
Yeah,
So
that's facts. That's facts. Shout mom. Shout out to
yeah,
mom. Shout out.
yeah. Nisi White, James White,
Ah, just
yeah,
her name. I just
Courtney
know she's
White.
a saint. Nisi White, like, come on. I just
Yeah.
want to give her a hug and just
Oh yeah.
ah shout out
Oh
to
yeah.
her. Shout out to her. Uh the world would be a better place if finish that sentence.
Yeah. The world would be a better place if we loved ourselves. I
Mm,
think I'll go back. We got to have self love. I can't do good. I can't love others if I don't love me. So the world would be better if we took care, control what you can control. I can control how I treat myself. Just you hit me with it. Get rid of the ifs. It's the wins, right? You know, just the small things like that tweak your whole existence, you know, like
mhm.
treating yourself good. Yeah, the world would be a better place if we treated ourselves better. So therefore we can treat our neighbors better, and we see ourselves in our neighbors and in others.
Come on, man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. So good. You got me hyped. You got me hyped.
Yeah.
All right. What's your definition of a good service?
My definition would have to be just anything that comes to, like, God speaks to you in mysterious ways. Some people call it a like a feeling, or a I think an intuition,
Intuition.
an urge, you know, something like. Follow those. Start where you are with what you have and serve. It doesn't matter. You don't have if the plan is just perfect, you started too late. Start now with what you have, because everybody has a role. Everybody has, everybody has something for them to do. The Lord has provided everybody with purpose. We just have to walk into that purpose.
Mm.
And some of us are ignoring that purpose. And it's you hear it, but you're like, make somebody else to do it. I'm not that person. I'm not this, I'm not that. Yes, you are. The world needs you. We all have purpose. We all have something to fulfill, something to give to the kingdom of God. And I think good service is just acting on that.
Come
If
on.
it's something that's positive, that's going to help, further, expand the kingdom and help people, why not start it? Why not? Like, even if it's one person, even if I started fill the bag and I gave one bag to one kid and that was it, that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough. That kid, who knows what that seed would bring. Now, of course, I feel like the purpose and the mission is to give as many out, as I can, but it's all about what you can do with what you have.
Yeah.
If that's all you could do, then that's fine. But, like I said, I didn't get that talk that you got. I didn't get that urge. That it's all different. God didn't push me to start a podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told you to do. Those are your marching orders. And man, don't get me started, man. If we all work together and do what the Lord has bestowed upon us to do, man, man, just what would the world be, bro?
I
Like,
hear
but
you.
we're ignoring it. We're hiding. We're shielding ourselves. We're trying to figure out God's purpose for us. We're trying to find our purpose for ourselves, and all along, God has given us a purpose. Just got to walk into it.
Yep.
But you got to be ready. I'm not saying that I was ready 10 years ago, because I wasn't even golfing 10 years ago, right? So, divine timing, as you've said before. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Man, so good. We haven't gotten that one yet for
Mm.
in all the 30 episodes or so.
Mm.
This may be episode 29 or 30.
I think 29. I think this is
Maybe it could be
29.
29 or 30. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But
We gonna
all the
see.
other episodes, I don't believe we've gotten that specific answer for definition of good service. So
Yeah.
I could feel it. I know it. Thank you for sharing it. You're a father. You have a son and a daughter. What's your favorite thing about being a
Mhm.
father?
Oh. My favorite thing about being a father, oh man, just got teary eyed. My favorite thing about being a father is the worst thing about being a father is watching them grow up, and just to see them, just this little person. Do you have kids?
God has not blessed me with a
Okay,
wife and children yet, but
yeah,
I'm
it's
expecting those things.
you'll get there. You'll get
Yeah,
there one day,
when it's
and
time. So
when it's time, enjoy your freedom.
you don't
Enjoy
gotta
that.
tell me twice, brother.
Yeah,
You gotta tell
enjoy
me
that.
twice.
But when you're holding that 7 pound 6 ounce bundle, and you just see the miracle of birth happen right before your eyes, and just like, wow, this is to seeing them now, to seeing them at 7 and 4, how they interact, and just trying to instill these good values upon them, get them closer to the Lord, and all that kind of stuff. And then to think what it's going to be like 10 years from now. Like to see them at 17 and 14, it's amazing, man. Just watching them grow up and to be able to be a positive influence in their lives is just amazing. I think I told my wife the other day, like, wow, we are really our children's future memories right now. Like, we are creating memories for our kids in the future to look back on.
Man.
And it all matters, man. It's important. It's important. And there's a guy, his name is slipping from me, but he always talks about 15 minutes with dad. And he's a part of my fatherhood fraternity group. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't have to be an all day thing. Take 15 minutes and dedicate that time with your kids individually. by themselves. Play on their level, get down on the floor, play cars, play dolls, color, whatever it is, play a game of Uno, do it. 15 minutes a day, with your kids will go a long way. And yeah, man, it's amazing, man. I tell young fathers who are new, like, hey man, take it one day at a time. Fatherhood is the last thing you'll ever do. You're gonna die a father. Hopefully, you outlive your kids. Like you nobody makes it out alive. So we're gonna mess up. You're gonna be like, Dad, I wish I did things different, or I wish, man, maybe I would have did this. Just breathe, relax, one day at a time. Spend that time with them because they're gonna look back on that and be like, oh yeah, my dad, he was always there. He was this, he was that, and you know what? That's all worth it for me.
Yeah, that's all right. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
That's good
yeah.
stuff.
But lucky for me, Joe. I had a great father figure too. And my dad. He worked a lot. He worked third shift, so it was me and my mom a lot of times. But he provided for us. He gave us the house and the lifestyle and all that. So he sacrificed. So I could. So he walked, so I could run. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
spend I spend a lot more time with my kids. And I think this generation, millennials, we're really like conscious about that, spending time like being with our kids, which I think is a great thing. Um so yeah, man, that's the best thing about being a father, being a dad.
Yeah. Oh man, one more question, and that's so beautiful. You had me. You talk about getting teary eyed. I'm just like, oh, bro, here we go. It's me crying. But that's okay. That's okay. We're
Yeah.
supposed to have that
Yeah.
release. It's good for us. It's healthy for us. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But on the topic of fatherhood, what is one thing fatherhood has taught you about yourself? Like fatherhood and golf has taught you. Let's combine the two.
Yeah. That's a good combination. You can't do it all yourself. And I've had that problem in the past of wanting to do it all myself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I say golf saved my life because it brought me closer to God and realizing that I need to rely on Him more.
Come on,
I
man.
also need to rely on my tribe, my community more. You can't, I wouldn't be able to do this fill the bag stuff without my board, without my wife, without the support of the community, the people that are giving, to the organization that are helping us give us the opportunity to donate to the kids.
Yeah.
Like you need others, man. You're not in a silo. You got to expand. And like I said, you get what you give.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like coming with like take. I want to come with a gift, like with a gift, like hey, I'm here to help, and then hey, okay, now it's reciprocated back, and it comes back tenfold. Like everything you give, it comes back tenfold. And I'm not saying go out there and give just so you can get. No, be genuine. Be genuine with that. So yeah, golf and fatherhood. Yeah, man, it takes a team, bro. It takes a team.
Take the
You can't
team.
you cannot, it. You seen Any Given Sunday,
Come on
right?
now.
Really beaming, when they just gave up on him, he was just getting crushed out there, man. Like in the rain, just getting. You need your team, you need your line, you need your receivers, you need your tight end, you need everybody,
You need
man. So
PJ to get you. You know what I'm saying?
you did, yeah. What was my man's name in that movie? Oh,
Oh snap! Dang,
oh,
it's
oh, it's
fleeting
gonna.
me. It's fleeting me.
Uh,
But that's a good one. Oh, that's a
I
good
just. Oh man, man. Okay, yeah, but that's it, man. You gotta have your team, man. You gotta have your people. I'm sure. There's a lot of things that you're doing that you can't do by yourself. Shout out to Cozy, shout out to your partners. Shout out to my business partner, Terrence. I didn't say what's up to him, Terrence Chambers with Blue Gopher. Like, you need those people to pull you through those dark times because it's not always like this.
one. No, it's not.
It's a lot of this and that and
Man.
that and you need those people to help, speak life into you, to
Mm-hmm.
help build you up and be like,
Mm-hmm.
Colin, you got this, you the man, and to help take some burden off you too. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to your team. Shout out to the great architect, to the creator, and yeah, that's it for me. Yeah.
Man. So awesome. So beautiful, so real. I couldn't agree more. We were talking about it in Bible study the other day. It's like Jesus didn't do all this by himself. He had 12
Three,
disciples. He had
12
12.
disciples.
Not just
12.
he had a whole, a whole team and plus one, right? Like he had a squad to
Yeah.
spread the good news, to go spread love across the world, across language barriers, across everything. Love. He needed 12.
Mhm.
And that was while he was here. And then after he was gone. So it's like,
Yeah.
there's no way I can do it. There's no way I can do any of this by myself. Not a
Hmm.
chance.
Hmm.
Chance. So, nah, man, that's just so good. So good. Last question. You're a
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bearcat. You
Yes,
UC
sir.
Bearcat. Clifton, Ohio is a very special place.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of my childhood best friends went to UC. I went to University of Dayton. So
Hmm.
many weekends, at least once a weekend, I was down there and they were up back home in Dayton visiting me, doing all the things college kids do.
Hmm.
Clifton, Ohio, the University of Cincinnati. What was your favorite part about your experience at UC?
Mm. Man, that's broad, man. So I took the long way around. So I was in school for a long time. But I would have to say the relationships, the
Yeah.
friendships that were formed, that were built, my fraternity brothers, I still hang with them. We take a Leo trip every year for our birthdays, and that's my Sans. Known him since '07. So those relationships, man, have just kept me steadfast, kept me grinding. They push me. They it's really everything. Like without the relationships is nothing, man.
Yeah.
Like I've got so many contacts and so many opportunities from the University of Cincinnati, man. I can't. That's another one. The University of Cincinnati, they saved my life too, man. I don't know where I'd be without that. Found my wife at the University of Cincinnati, man. I owe the University of Cincinnati a lot, man. So that's why I go hard for him, man. That's especially up here in Columbus in enemy territory, man. It's hard. It's hard to be a Bearcat in Columbus, boy. I tell
It
you what.
is because you got so many schools within a
Yeah.
2 hour reach, not
Mm-hmm.
right down the street. So
Well, it's that one school. It's that one school. With the V in front of it. That. So yeah, so
that's too
yeah,
good.
man. But it's all love, man. It's all love. I got love for the Buckeyes, man. I'm not gonna hate on them. I'm here. So, it is what it is.
For sure. For sure. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's in good light. And now we're stepping into the last portion of the show
Yeah.
as called Before You Go, Before We Go. It's literally as it sounds. So we're closing out this amazing conversation, this beautiful conversation. I want to turn the keys over to you in this moment,
Hmm.
Collin. This is a shameless plug. How do the
Yeah.
people follow? How do they support? How do they donate? Where can they find the
Hmm.
organization? Where can they find you? Also please plug Blue Gopher.
Yeah.
I have friends that are within the real estate space all throughout Columbus. I can't wait to share your services with them. So please share with the people.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I just want to end with my newest Bible verse because it used to be Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But
Mhm.
recently I've come up with this new one. So James 2:26, and I'm sure you'll know this one. For as the body without spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead. So remember that faith without work is dead. So it's one thing to have faith, but you got to put the work in too or it's dead. So with that, Blue Gopher, we're at Blue Gopher app on IG. Just think of us as a Uber Eats or Grubhub, Postmates, DoorDash for construction material, tools, and equipment. We're looking to make your job site more efficient, more productive by decreasing those unnecessary but necessary trips off site. So think of it like this: if you're going to Lowe's or Home Depot when you're on the job, say you're spending an hour every day. That's 30 working days at the end of the year that you're wasting by making those unnecessary trips. We can help you with that. If you're a company and you're pulling some mini excavators, bobcats, or any type of machinery or anything like that, small to medium size, we have a limit, 10 to 12,000 pounds or less. Say a rock comes off it and hits a car, you're getting sued. That's just what's happened. You got the big logo on the side of your van. They coming after you. You the big guy. Let us handle that. Let us handle your risk. Let's be a risk mitigation and get that insurance lowered, man. So there's a lot of different ways that Blue Gopher can help. We're just your gopher on demand. We're your extra pair of hands whenever you need it, and you don't have to pay us fringe benefits. So think about think of it like that. So shout out to Blue Gopher. Shout out to the Language of Light. Like I said, shout out to Pastor Ron Riley, Senior, who I definitely think you should talk to him. I think he would be a good one for you to have on the cast. His story is immaculate. But yeah, the Language of Light. So we're at the Citadel every Sunday, 11 a.m. Come check us out, 1761 Parsons Ave. We're also online at the loflight.com. And yeah, shout out to my wife, the Center of Feeling and Healing. If you're looking for a therapist, she specializes in couples. So if you and your significant other, spouse, are going through some things like we all are, and you need somebody to talk to, chat with, holla at her. Sierra White, she is up there. The Center of Feeling and Healing is the name of her private practice. And let's see, am I forgetting
You're
anybody?
forgetting Feel the Bag.
Oh yeah, of course, us. Yeah. So fill the bag. You can follow us on Instagram at FTB underscore Ohio. That's FTB fill the bag FTB underscore Ohio. And if you're interested in donating or you need clubs, just shoot us a DM. There's nothing real fancy about it. Just get on there. Say, hey, I listened to the Good Service podcast. Joe D sent me, and we'll hook you up, man. We'll we'll definitely hook you up. Um, oh yeah, the golf outing. Got the golf outing coming up. So it's the Fill the Bag golf outing. This is our first fundraiser for Fill the Bag. So it's going to be October 10th at the Groveport Municipal Golf Course, 9:30 a.m. Shotgun start. So we're looking for marquee sponsors, platinum, gold, and silver, of course. But foursomes are still available, but the price goes up. That price for a foursome is $500. It's gonna go up to six. So if you're already thinking about playing or want to play, let's go ahead and get it in now before the price goes up. So again, if you need to contact me, just go to our Instagram, FTB underscore Ohio, or you can email me at Collin, COLLIN, at FTBOhio.com. Again, that's Collin, COLLIN, FTBOhio.com.
And that's it. And that's it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you go to find him, his pastor, Fill the Bag, his wife and her services, Blue Gopher. You heard it. You just got everything you need to build a house, to praise the house, to heal the house, everything. Like,
Yeah.
get at your man, get at Mr. Collin White. I always like to say and share this moment with you, Colin, and the guests. It's called, closing remarks. So, what is just on your heart? I know you just shared that beautiful prayer, and that could be,
Mhm.
but what
Yeah.
on your heart to leave the people with as we close out this conversation?
Yeah. I mean, I'll echo it. Faith without work is dead. So don't think you're going to have faith and that's going to take care of everything. You got to do the work. You got to execute. Execution is key. Everybody has ideas. Everybody has thoughts. Everybody has, whatever. But they're kind of like booty holes. We all got one, but it's the execution, bro. It's the execution. That
Oh, that's so
uh,
good. Oh gosh. Oh my. Oh, that's the first for the Good Service podcast. That's hilarious. That's so real though. Faith without work is
it's
dead. So put your hands on it. Put your
Put your
hands
hands
to
on it.
work.
Execute the plan. Yeah, make a plan, execute it. Doesn't work, do it again.
Back to the
Robert
drawing board.
Kiyosaki. Um, I forget which book it was. It's not Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think it's Cash Flow Quadrant. It's one of those two. It hit me. He says 1 out of 10 businesses succeed, right? 9 businesses fail. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, Joe? What does that mean when you hear that? When you hear 9 out of 10 businesses are going to fail, what does that mean to you?
That the one didn't give up.
The one didn't give up. That is true. But you know what it told me?
What's
I got to come up with 10 businesses, bro. I got to have 10 ideas. One of them is going to work. That's the odds, right? Just like the 8 out of 10. Like I'm going to play the odds. So that's getting started, pivoting, changing. Okay, this worked, but it didn't work. Fail fast, fail early, and pivot. And eventually it's going to work for you. So that's your 1 out of 10 that you're looking for. But you don't expect to get up there and just hit grand slams.
Yeah,
You got to hit a base hit here, get a double there, and now, okay, we're doing something now.
yeah.
So that's what I want to end. That's how I want to end it. Hopefully someone got something from this. I'm prayerful that someone got something from this,
They
and
will.
just start where you are, man. If you learn anything from this, just start where you are with what you have.
Excellent.
Start local, think global. And, eventually Blue Gopher is going to be a global thing. Or I'm sorry, Blue Gopher is going to be global, but Fill the Bag too is going to be global, man. We're starting here in Franklin County. We're expanding to Ohio, the region, the nation, and the globe, man. We're going to be in Africa here soon, man. I'm telling you, we're going to be sending bags all over the world.
Come on, man. I can't wait to see it. However, the Good Service Podcast could be of service and
Yeah.
of partnership, sponsorship. We'll talk about that, but you have our full support here from now to the end of time. So I look forward to
Thank you.
seeing the continued promotion and growth in the organization and the impact that you have, not just, again, locally, Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio, but then as it turns to globally. Same for Blue Gopher as well. So with that being said, this is it, everybody. I'm your loving host. You know who I am, Joseph
Yeah.
Dunham, Joe D. For our first-time watchers, listeners, we are so glad that you're here. We hope you enjoyed the conversation, had some fun, learned some things, feeling inspired, feeling empowered, just feeling that sense of that good things are happening in this world. So keep coming back. Selfishly, we want you to keep coming back. Bring a friend, share this with a coworker, share this with your family. If it did something for you, to do something for them. There's no doubt about that. And there's no way we touch all 4 corners of the world without you. So refer, repost, reshare, like, subscribe, all the things from our YouTube to our LinkedIn to our Instagram. We're getting TikTok up and running as well. A lot of really great things are coming here, continuing from the Good Service Podcast. And for our family that continues just to love us and to show up for us, we thank you. We love you. You know who you are. We know who you are. So with that, I love you. We love you. And we'll see you soon for another amazing episode of the Good Service Podcast.